So, AI agents, they're popping up everywhere, right? Especially inside Salesforce. But they bring this huge new problem. How in the world do you test something that's meant to be unpredictable? Yeah, that's what we're going to get into.
All right, let's be real. For anyone who's ever touched a Salesforce org, this question, it probably hits a little too close to home. I mean, even before we throw AI into the mix, testing Salesforce is, well, it's a nightmare. So what's the deal? Why is it so hard?
Well, it's because every single org is its own little universe. Think about it. It's this tangled web of custom components, business logic, triggers, validation rules, flows. I mean, the list goes on. And all these moving parts have to play nice together. So when one thing breaks, good luck. Finding the root cause can feel like finding a needle in a haystack.
And you know what's funny? The analogies people in the industry use. They say every org is a unique snowflake. No two are alike. And after years of piling on custom code, only the folks who built it know, and I love this phrase, where the bodies are buried. It's not some clean, off-the-shelf software. It's a living, breathing, and honestly, often messy ecosystem.
Okay, so picture that. You've got this already complicated, kind of messy system. And now we're going to drop an AI agent right on top of it. These things are supposed to make our lives easier, but for the poor souls who have to build and test them, it just cranks the complexity up to 11.
To really get why this is such a headache, you have to understand the huge difference between old-school code and AI. Your traditional stuff, like Apex or a flow, is what we call deterministic. You put in a 1 and a 2, you always get a 3, every single time. Simple. But AI, it's the complete opposite. It's non-deterministic. You can ask an AI agent the exact same question twice and get 2 different answers. So boom, right there, all of our standard testing playbooks, they're basically useless. And it gets trickier. AI is also non-prescriptive. We're not giving it a strict set of if this, then that rules. A prompt is more like a suggestion. The final answer depends on a ton of things: the context, the model's temperature, which is kind of like its creativity dial, and maybe even what it learned 5 minutes ago. You just can't predict its exact move because it's not following a script.
And the final piece of the puzzle? AI is adaptive. The model itself is constantly learning, constantly changing in the background, without any developer pushing new code. Think about it. An Apex class sits there and does the same thing forever until a person changes it. AI? Well, AI changes itself. So you're basically trying to test a target that's moving and changing shape while you're aiming at it. It's almost impossible.
And look, this isn't just some abstract, techie problem. This unpredictability has real-world consequences. I'm sure you've heard about the Air Canada chatbot, right? A customer actually tricked it into offering a discount it wasn't supposed to, and a court made the airline honor it. So yeah, when an AI goes rogue, it can hit the bottom line, and fast.
This all boils down to one incredibly important word: trust. There's this fantastic analogy I heard. Imagine customer trust is a big glass jar. Every good experience you give them, you get to put one marble in the jar. But every time something breaks, every time the AI messes up, you have to take out a whole handful of marbles. It just goes to show, you lose trust way faster than you can ever build.
So if our old testing methods are broken, if we're dealing with this unpredictable, moving target, what do we do? How do we solve this? Well, the answer is kind of cool. You have to fight fire with fire. Or in our case, you fight AI with AI. The whole idea here is that you just can't use old tools to test this brand new technology. It doesn't work. To really, truly evaluate a complex AI agent, you need another AI, a smarter one, to be the judge. It has to be impartial. Basically, it takes an AI to know an AI. And this judge can't just be any AI, it has to be what's called an independent LLM judge. The key word there is independent. It can't have the same inside knowledge or context as the AI it's testing. That separation is what makes it unbiased. It lets the judge look at the answers and say, is this accurate? Is this helpful? Not just, are the words exactly what I expect? Okay, that's the theory. So how does this actually work in the real world? Well, there's a toolkit from Capado that's built on this exact idea, and it's got 3 main parts to it.
First up, you have the Explorer. This is super cool. It literally watches you do something manually and then automatically creates a test script for it. If you find a bug, bam, it's got the steps to reproduce it locked down. Next, there's the AI library. This is our unbiased judge. It uses these really clever keywords to check for stuff like hallucinations, when the AI just makes stuff up, or to see if its answers are factually correct and actually stick to the point. And finally, you get unlimited robots to run all these tests. And this is all about scale. We're talking thousands of tests running all at once, something a human team could never, ever dream of doing.
And listen, this isn't just some futuristic idea. This approach is already being used right now by some of the biggest, most complex companies on the planet to build that rock-solid trust in their systems.
And we're not talking about small startups here. I mean, look at this list. Coca-Cola, Dropbox, Cigna, Uber, Volvo. These are household names, global giants who simply cannot afford for their core systems to go down. They're betting on this kind of AI-powered testing to make sure their Salesforce setups are unbreakable.
And it's not just those big names either. The momentum is real. We're talking over 400 customers now using this platform to build that trust. The scale is just mind-boggling. Every month, these robots are running more than 10,000 minutes of tests. Just try to wrap your head around how many people it would take to do that manually. It's staggering. So what's the payoff for all that robotic work? How about this? An estimated $5.2 million in saved testing costs. And that's not per year, that's every single month. The ROI is just off the charts.
So here's the thing you really need to remember. This goes way beyond just finding a bug in a chatbot response. This is about testing the entire business process from end to end. From the second a user types something in, to the records that get created in Salesforce, to everything that happens after that. It's about making the whole system, the whole process, completely and utterly trustworthy.
And that leaves us with one last really big question to think about. We all know AI is building our future, right? It's happening faster than any of us expected. But the tech itself? That's only half the story. The other half, the most important half, is trust. So as we race into this new future, the real question isn't just what we're building, but who and how are we going to build the trust to make it all work?